Let me know if you hear me. I am sorry. We're trying to get this technology together here. It's always an issue. It's not my forte. I'm not Troll Farm. Welcome in, everyone. Just a heads up. I pretty much guarantee you this will be one of those shows that everyone hates me for. It's okay. I'm used to it. We're about 250 deep, and so it's happened before. But hey, tonight we're gonna bite off of Rick Snae's ass and do a real talk, and it's an open lines. So I'm gonna put the link up. Noe's gonna join me, and everyone is welcome to join the conversation. Get your butt on stream on the panel. No holds barred. We're going to talk about the case. We're going to talk about the drama, the clowns, and everything in between. So open for debate if that's your deal. But there's really not much to debate. Everything is pretty much on the surface here. Anyway, as we get started, I'd like to say hello to those who are already in the chat. If you're just lurking, join the chat, please. Don't be awkward. Westy, Foxy Lady, Noe Amos. What up, Noe's in the chat. Tracy Fleetwood. What's up, Tracy? Rebecca Ann, 1965. And everyone else. What's up, you guys? Sleuty Goosey, what's up? I see you. Yeah, guys, I mean, I want to do an informal, open discussion. I've been just extremely busy, but in the time that I have, I've been monitoring the streets. And I got to say, the gaslighters, the propaganda agents for Nicholas McClelland and all in between are just running wild in these streets. They're saying shit that don't make sense, and it's the same bunch. It's the exact same bunch that you would assume. And so we will be talking about them tonight, obviously. What's up, Kayla and Bobby Smith? Housebroken Hussy. What's up, everyone coming in? Thank you for coming in. And also Nancy Drew 101. Someday you'll look back and you'll appreciate these shows because I won't be here. And hey, what can I say? Hard to miss what you have till it's gone. That's how it works. What's up, Brittany and It's a God Thing and everyone else? Welcome on in. So, yeah, let's not waste any time here. Let's get Noe on the panel, and we'll get started. And anyone else grows some balls, maybe they'll click the link too, and join the panel, and we'll have a civil, nice time. But yeah, let's see if we can hear Noe. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Noe, I hear you.
Good.
What's
Can
up? Saying hello to everyone.
hello everyone in the chat. Uh, can you guys hear me?
Sounds loud and clear for my end. Um, let's see what the chat says. Brittany says, new to your channel, love how you tell it like it is. Well, we try, Brittany, but I mean, you don't understand what's going on. These people call CPS. They dox. They harass. They call the police. They try to swat you. There's been swatting. You know the whole deal. And if you don't know it, you'll find out. Oh, they say they hear you, Noe. Awesome. Thank you, Tracy and Kayla and Sluty. What's up, Digital? Looks like Noe might have went away.
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry. I thought you was talking. Okay, well, they can hear me. Let me say hi to Westy and Foxy Lady. Tracy Fleetwood, hello. And Rebecca Ann, how are you? Sleuthy Goosey, hey y'all, what's up? Kayla, Bobby Smith, Housebroken Hussy, hello. Nancy Drew, hi Nancy. Brittany, um, Isaac Gothang, and I think that's all for now.
Yeah, thank you. What was I going to say? Geez. Oh, okay. So you guys who are new, who don't know Noe, I'll just make it quick. And Noe, we'll leave it at my intro, so you don't have to talk about yourself much. But let's say Noe is like this. Noe knows a lot about Mister Kagan Klein, which we call fat ass. He's one of the fat asses in the case that we call fat ass, and he's one of them.
Chubby.
Um,
I call him Chubby. It's
Noe calls him chubby. I call him fat ass. So Noe not only knows what Chubby had to say, Noe knows what Chubby's boyfriend had to say, and Noe also knows what a buddy, so to speak, has to say about Mr. Tony Klein reacting very awkwardly one day uh, in the area near his house on the Wabash River. And we've done a whole thing on that, but it's in the members only section. So unfortunately, unless you're a member, you probably haven't seen that. But that's Tim. That's Tim Enyard. And what was the boyfriend's name? Noe.
Bryce Dillon.
Oh yeah, Bryce Dillon, and then Chubby, Kagan Klein. So that's where Noe's coming from, and so those of you who have not ever seen Noe, that's his history with the case, and since he's um, been around in the past couple years, he's done so much exploring of the crime scene and the whole area around the bridge. And if you've missed any of that, boy, you've missed a lot. It's a lot on the channel, and so that's Noe's deal. But you'll get to know Noe if you already don't know him. So we'll leave it at that. And let's see. Digital says, I listened to last night's live about 4 times while I worked today. I'm surprised at myself how much what you shared that I had forgotten or couldn't remember where to find it. So important. Thank you. Well, thank you, Digital. I'm glad you're picking up on what I'm putting down, because I often feel like people don't get it. And that's why we're going live tonight, because we're gonna touch on some things that we think people just don't get. And there's a reason for it. There's been so much misinformation inserted into this case. I think that people don't understand the level of misinformation and disinformation that's been inserted into this case by locals and by people associated with the internet underworld. It's unbelievable. You have no clue what we know about what's happened with this case and the amount of total gaslighting, disinformation, misinformation, and all of that. So our belief is it's intentional and it's done by people who have something to lose. And anyway, I guess I'm pretty verbose tonight, so I'm going to shut up and share the stage here with Noe. But thanks, Digital, for this awesome comment.
Okay, well, Prof pretty much said uh, most of it. Yeah, I don't have much part. I do follow the case still, and my main interaction was with, unfortunately for me, was with Kagan while in custody, and there was a lot of talk. I've put it all out. I've been interviewed by ISP, but I've really enjoyed doing the things that I've done so far in terms of getting out there and filming. I know that a lot of times my my filming uh, is not the best, but I get out there. I cross the rail. I go to the south end of the bridge. I've crossed the creek. I've been to the scene of the staging, or what others call the scene of the crime, numerous times. And I've also wrapped around towards Wilson Bridge. Uh, I do that because I feel that it's I'm able to do it, and if I can share it, a lot of people don't get the chance to go out there, and that's why I do it, to make people aware of what it's like. I've been there in the wintertime. I've been there in the fall time, in the springtime, in the summertime. I actually have another trip planned. It was gonna happen Saturday, but I have to cancel that. It'll probably be in the next following week or so. Also, plan to get together with my friend, retired ISP Master Trooper, and we plan to go back before the weather gets crappy. So hopefully, I will be doing some more footage for you guys, to the best of my ability, of course.
Yeah, and, wait, would you tell them? Would you describe to them why you go to some of those places? Say for instance, let's start up because I think oftentimes people they claim they don't know what my theory of the crime is, although I've written it out and printed it several times in Discord and displayed it on the screen here. People still feign ignorance, but why do you go to Wilson Bridge? Let's start with that one. Uh,
Well, we had a video not too long ago called the Delphi Triangle, and we believe that those are key points of this tragedy. That some events took place at these 3 points, which are Anderson's to Wilson Bridge, and the top point being the south end of the Monon High Bridge. And if you look inside that triangle, I've explored every path, uh, and from different directions from the cemetery. And my next trip will be, well, I don't want to say too much, but it'll be,
yeah, we'll keep
um,
that one confidential until it
yeah,
happens. That's
yeah.
going to be. You guys are going to be very pleased by the next exploration that Noe does. Trust me, we have a very amazing plan.
and so yeah, we just want to point out the how how everything is really close, man, and how according to what we believe happened there, and with the information that we've gathered, and by being there, how it is very possible that this was a group effort, for one. Um, so that's the reason why I go there, to point out these locations like the cave, Wilson Bridge, etc., and to show how close in proximity they are. There's a path that takes you from right before uh, right before you get on the bridge. If you go left, of course you'll come to the path that takes you down to the ravine. But if you go the other way, it'll take you to the Mears property, which is a cornfield. And from there to 300, it's just a matter of minutes. And it's a path that it, it could have very well been used to carry out this horrible crime. So yeah, that's the reason why I go there, to show people the proximity of these points. I mean, we know that they claim that Richard Allen parked over here by Anderson's, or by that old CPS building, which is right across from Anderson's. And there's also claims that others could have been at Wilson Bridge, and somehow, they corralled these girls. So I mean, it's just wanting to show people how these points are very close in proximity, and how they could have played a role in the event that happened on February 13th of 2017. Lisa came in, so I'm going to say hi to Lisa and Digital, and of course our great Carol. She says, "What's up, mofos?" Hi,
Yep.
Carol. Anyway, so that's the reason why we go there. And then well, when my friend Joe, we started talking about the case. I met Joe a couple years ago, and we never discussed the case. I knew he was a retired ISP trooper, um, but last year we decided to take a look, and and we plan to go again. He's got some great insight. Plus, I mean, he talked to investigators, and he has a very unique story that he shared with us as well.
Yeah, let me quickly. So Joe is a retired Master Trooper, Indiana State Police, and in the weeks after the Delphi murders, uh, Joe went in his full uniform and vehicle, nosing around and doing his own sort of nosing around and investigating. And and Joe has some very interesting insights as a longtime Indiana State Trooper, and so part of this whole theory that we have about the crime is that the whole area is basically the crime scene, is what it breaks down to. Like, personally, I believe that you have Riley Park involved. I believe you have Wilson Bridge involved. I believe you have several properties in between the two involved. I also believe you have Anderson's involved, and I believe you had individuals like Tobe Lesenby, Shane Evans, and some others who have been spoken about over the years ad nauseum, like Derek German and others, who were all malingering at the time in the area, all around this Deer Creek. It's approximately about 2 miles along Deer Creek, and so that's the basic gist of it. And it's just very interesting to hear from retired Master Trooper Joe, because he has this irking feeling about the mirrors, uh, because of the proximity and the land ownership. And so, there's a lot to it, and we're not really here to talk about that tonight. But that's who Mr. Joe is, and he's a good friend of Noe. So I just wanted to sort of help you guys understand who he's referring to as Joe. Um, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages as we speak. I got to silence this computer. All right. But yeah, everything is the point that Noe made, that everything is very close. You understand 2 miles is very walkable, and 1 mile is extremely walkable. And so the basic feeling that everything that was traversed is approximately 1 mile. So my opinion is that the whole area was traversed by both the victims and the perpetrators, and it's approximately 1 mile. And and I believe you had a couple individuals in vehicles that was making that extra mile also accessible. So that's the basic, that's what we're getting at here, is how close everything is. And it doesn't, that's why I really recommend that anyone with a deep interest in this case go and visit, because until you put feet on the ground there, you don't realize how everything is so close, but also wide open, and how really insane the lone wolf perpetrator theory sounds. Because you got to understand, in broad daylight, uh, you hear and see everyone on that trail, and everything is close, but it's also wide open because it's broad daylight. And so the minute I stepped foot out there, my first thought that occurred to me is there's no way some whacked out pervert decided at the last minute he's going to abduct two uh, capable 13, 14-year olds. That would never occur to anyone, even in a rage of sexual frenzy, like these individuals want you to believe. So, that being said, I don't believe at all that Richard Allen went out there due to some sexual perversion with a plan, or even on a spur of the moment decision to abduct two capable girls. It's not anything I think is likely. I think it's much more likely that they were lured in or trapped into a sort of a funneled into a situation that was deeper in the woods where there was privacy, and then they were victimized. So I think it took more than one to do that, and I don't believe that it was just a lone wolf situation, because it seems insane once you put feet on the ground. But that's my whole deal.
I really think that the girls went out there with the plans of meeting someone. Um, I I believe that. I don't think that um, they were just out there to take pictures. You know how Court TV claims. Um, it's just, look. It's a e-learning day. The kids are supposed to stay home and do their e-work, their e-learning work. It's an e-learning. I believe it was an e-learning. Am I mistaken, or was it a snow day? It was not a
Oh,
snow
they
day.
say different things. I don't know, but I do believe that there was not school. I think it's accurate that there wasn't school, but I
Yeah.
also agree with you that I do think that they were sort of lured out there, or
Mm-hmm.
planned to meet up with some boy. I think they were catfished out there, or something. I think there was some sort of plan to meet with others, and we know there were many others out there. That's something that people forget.
Yeah.
There were others out there. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Yeah. I really think that whether they were going to meet somewhere, meet someone there, or they were lured in there. But like what I was saying was, it was a no school day, um, and you know my understanding is that around 11 o'clock or so, or maybe noon ish, the girls come up with this idea: take us to the bridge, take us to the bridge. And they were told no. and and then it goes on to, well, if Kelsey can take you guys, then you guys can go, but then you have to get a ride back. So it's like, it's almost like, to me it sounds like the girls, there was something out there that the girls were going to go see, meet, or someone, rather than just, oh, let's go out on a nature walk. I don't think it was, oh, we just want to go on a nature walk. I think that they knew, or that someone was going to be out there, and or they thought someone was going to be out there, and it turned out to be not what they expected.
Yeah, and look, this is not to victim blame or slander the victims at all, but we have spoken, and I have spoken, and others who I confer with have spoken to many of the local boys that were classmates of these girls, and and to put it most appropriately, those girls were socially active. They were active with the boys. They knew the boys. They messaged the boys. They got together with the boys. So there's the very good potential that there was something like that they were intending on at any point during that weekend, uh, or that Monday. So that's. I mean, hey, we're all just spitballing here. But what's up, James? And what's up, everyone coming in? Thank you for coming into the chat. Appreciate it. Hey, someone join us. Anyone is welcome to join. Don't just join the chat. I pinned up the StreamYard link here for you to join the panel. We'd like to hear what you have to say. That's why we're here, to give you a voice as well. I make sure to try to do these periodically, so that because we want to hear from you. We've done hours and hours of talking in these past 2 years. We really do want to hear what the people think. So you are welcome to join, and the link is there for you.
Who joined us, Prof?
Oh, we have a bunch come in. James, CSM8119, Tracy Fleetwood from the 3021. Uh, is a God thing. I think you saw Kathy S earlier. And
Oh, I
we've
thought
got
you. I
plenty of
thought.
you who have
I
not
thought.
joined the
I
chat.
thought you were talking about the panel. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. And if you disagree, you are welcome to give your opinion respectfully, and and we'll discuss the validity of your point and give our response. Um, but here's what's going on now. I know everyone's pretty much aware aware of it, but the judge seems to be breaking some well-established conventions in the preventing of Richard Allen from presenting a defense on several levels. And I'm really not going to get extra ultra detailed into it, but there is one thing I wanted to read something for you. Let's see if I can muster it here at the last minute, just on a whim for you. So, so this is from Michael Osbrook, who says that um, this is from his Twitter. Okay, let me grab it. Yeah, I knew doing this on the fly would not work. Let's see. Oh, he says, I hope y'all non-lawyers out there realize how just completely legally bonkers Gold's order on Nicholas McClelland's in limine request is. If it weren't so serious, it would literally be laughable and an F in an exercise at judge school. Um, so he's insinuating or stating here that that Gold's order is legally bonkers, and I would agree. I think it's very very odd that she just in a blanket fashion gave everything he wanted to limit. Not just that, but I've been raising a huge issue over the geofencing, and we've got all kind of gaslighting. Your favorite gaslighter, Turbo, has already tried to step into the argument here regarding her giving some spin. You know, these people like to provide a spin to every reasonable take, and they're so now they're giving a spin on the geofencing being denied. But you have to understand this geofencing is law enforcement product, and my thing here is why is law enforcement product being blocked? Not only do you have the Todd Click report and all of that law enforcement product, that is discovery. It is law enforcement product. It's the result of very well established longtime investigators, but also the very FBI geofencing and the state of Indiana geofencing, which is law enforcement product and will show you people who were there carrying phones. Why is that being blocked? It is absolutely insane, y'all. And I think that I think right here that Mr. Osbrook is touching on that. That it's just legally bonkers what she's doing. But you know, I did read for you last night the appellate process in Indiana and the entire the way that the things you're looking for in Indiana is things like exactly what we're looking at, the blocking of exculpatory evidence and admission of evidence and things like this. So this it's absolutely bonkers. And she has these attorneys now muzzled so that they can't say things. They cannot bring up valid points about witnesses who are late to the game and have changed stories and whose words and descriptions have been twisted. And now they cannot even bring up law enforcement product, which is absolutely bonkers. But
I
anyway,
find
I'll
I
stop
find
ranting.
I
Thank you.
find that I find that to be completely out of character these days in this age, time and age, man. For a a judge to have just that much power, if the guy's guilty, okay, just find him guilty, but not give him the opportunity or his defense the opportunity to you know
To present a
defend.
Sixth Amendment, yeah.
Yeah, defend what they're there for. It's out of this world, man. Yeah, and it just seems like it just it this trial's gonna be so lopsided. I don't even think it's gonna happen in October. I don't think so. I mean, she just pulled everything off the table for the defense. It's almost like they're gonna have to start all over again, to put their uh, their defense back together. And oh well, I mean, it's happening here in Indiana, and it's sad. Before, if you don't mind, Prof, I'd like to address Skip Jensen came in. I don't know if you saw
Oh
him.
no, I haven't yet. I
Okay,
wanted to
Skip.
say thank you to It's a God Thing. She says for 100 lives, God bless you, and she gave an
Yeah, that was,
amazing donation. So thank you is a God Thing, and
yeah, that was gonna be my next the next thing that I addressed. But I want to say
yeah.
hi, Skip. It's
Oh,
been a
there he is.
while.
Welcome, Skip, and welcome Frenchie 6290. Welcome Zero Cool, and welcome Nancy Drew. I think you're back, maybe. Uh,
Yeah, so Skip's comment says, I agree that the girl's destination was the bridge. It's likely that they were dropped off I'm sorry. It's likely that they were dropped off at the Mears lot. If they were going on a nature walk, they would have been dropped off elsewhere. I think he put FB. I don't know exactly what that
I
means,
can't
but
find that yet. I'm still looking for it. Welcome, Tammy and Liberty Justice. Let's
yeah,
see.
and that total. I mean, that makes sense. That's something that makes sense. You know, if they like the story is that they were on a nature walk, they were out to have a good time and take pictures, uh, and I disagree with that. I mean, if that was the case, then of course, you know, why not go to another part of the trail? No, they were dropped off at the Mears lot, which is the closest point to get to the high bridge. And I understand that, you know, that I've been there and it's a nice view and you know, it's a historic site and all that. But you know, I mean, like teenagers, you know, you think that they'd be taking pictures of flowers or, well, that time of the year there probably weren't no flowers, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Why
well,
the
let's
bridge?
let's stop there, Noe. Just to interject this, like you're right. That's something people have discussed over the years. Is where's all the photos that teenage girls take? Okay, if these girls were going out there to take photos on a nature walk, wouldn't you expect to see 30, 40, 50 photos?
Yeah.
Skip says, I agree the girls' destination was the bridge. It's likely why they were dropped off at the Mears lot. If they weren't going on a nature walk, they would have been dropped off at Freedom Bridge. Yeah, something like
Oh,
that.
Freedom Bridge, FB. Okay, got you.
Ricky
Yeah.
says, I don't know Messer, but I know Heather and Drew because they are friends with my mom. Heather made Misty look like the guilty one because of her record.
Oh, and I want to I thanked Isa Gothang on the chat, but I want to thank her again for her generous contribution to your channel. Of course, you do all this stuff, Prof.
Thank you so much. Yes, again, is a God thing.
Yeah, and I'm sorry not to interrupt you, but the messer, somebody was saying I got lost.
Yeah, I've gotten lost in the chat, but I'm going back trying to.
Yeah, talk
So,
talk. Somebody was asking someone to join in or talk about messer. I believe that's
Housebroken Hussy says, how is she still getting away with this? Why isn't anyone doing anything like the Supreme Court? Well, you know, my opinion is the FBI is watching, but then you also probably have. I mean, look, here's the thing. This is why she doesn't want cameras in the courtroom. People around the world are scrutinizing this case, and you guys know it. People are scrutinizing every move they make. That's why she doesn't want cameras in that courtroom. The one time she allowed them, it's because she wanted them for purposes of coercion. So it's just a total. I mean, this is so much worse than you could ever imagine. But hey, we pray for the girls. Like someone said that a little earlier. I can't find it at the moment, but it's all we can do is pray for the girls
absolutely.
and for the resolution for the girls, because that's all we want. Look, we've said many times we don't have a feeling about Richard Allen one way or the other. Our feeling is for the girls and the justice for the girls, whatever that might mean. And so we're not in this to free Richard Allen or to bury Richard Allen. We're in this for justice for the girls, and we want to see due process as part of that. Because if you really cared about justice for the girls, and if you really felt Richard Allen was guilty, wouldn't you want a bulletproof case? Wouldn't you want it to be solid, ethically done with totally legitimate and very clear due process so that it's unreproachable on appeal? I mean, if you cared at all about justice for the girls, and you wouldn't want to drag the families back through it. So that's all I got to say about that. Mike
Yeah, I
Cunningham.
heard. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I'm just saying Mike Cunningham came in, and Frenchie 6290 is also commenting. So thank you guys for commenting. I'm trying to look for your comments here to highlight them on the screen.
I was gonna say that a few nights ago or over the weekend, I can't remember. Um, I was watching Rick Snay on his channel, and he was saying something that made a lot of sense to me, which was that if the prosecutor has such a, a dunk case, you know, and they got all the evidence and all their ducks in line, then why 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 does the judge have to uh, prevent the defense from? It seems like every motion that the prosecution puts up, she allows, right? Why does she have to go that route when you know, if they have all this evidence against him, wouldn't it be more fair to allow the defense present whatever they have to present, you know?
Yeah, well, you know what's funny about that? Because say that's the thing. Like, these Troll Farm has tried their hardest to turn Rick Snay against us, and what it turned out is that we all realized that Rick Snay's not a bad guy. Like we all we all are different, but
Mhm.
we realized, and Rick realized, and so Rick makes very good points, and you're making a very good point, and I, Rick is into sports, and I'm not. I never was into sports, but I got to say this because I have played and watched basketball, and it's almost like a basketball game here, where they're setting up a slam dunk for Nicholas McClellan, and she's trying her best to ensure that. And if you're watching this from the outside, you see that the law enforcement, by that I mean Jerry Holman and his buddies, and Nicholas McClellan and his buddies, and Judge Gull and her buddies. You see that whole side there, and all of these YouTubers and social media podcasters who are colluding with them. They're all setting up a slam dunk play just like you do in basketball to have everyone in a perfect position and pass the ball just perfectly and slam dunk, and Jordan wins the game. And it looks like that's what's happening.
Mhm.
It really does. But they're doing everything to set up a perfect move, and that's not a fair move.
It's not.
It's
It,
not.
like I said, it's going to be such a lopsided case or trial. You know, the defense pretty much has nothing to grab. You know, to hold on to, and it's gonna show, man. It's gonna. Well, I mean, we're gonna depend on whoever's in there reporting, because of course I can't be there. Um,
Welcome in, Kevin, and welcome in, Granny D.
Granny D's got a pretty nice, interesting comment there about geofencing. If you want to touch on that.
Yeah, let me get to it. Let's see. Yeah, so Digital says the troll farm is saying if you question the prosecutor or judge, you're going against the family. Of course, because they work for both the family and Jerry Holman. And we're going to be proving that to you in the next months. People are on the payroll, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't care if you like me saying it or not. Housebroken Hussy says, let alone there are still killers in the community. My heart hurts for those girls, and I definitely pray. Yeah, and guess what? There are people in that community who know exactly what happened, who know who else is involved or who is involved, and they're protecting them. And there is protection going on because they know this case brings down the entire community. Because there are people at every level of strata of this community who have something to lose in this if it goes to truth coming to surface. That's our opinion. Granny D says, "Hi, Prof and Noe in chat. The only reason I could think to block geofencing somebody is that Ellie or prosecutor don't want exposed." Well, okay. Here's the thing. I'll put it this way because I love blasting fig sauce. I love blasting fig sauce for several reasons, and let me quote some of those reasons for you before we go much further. Because we're not trying to be overly abusive here, but we're also not trying to be overly nice and tiptoe in the tulips here. Fig solves. Fig solves. Nicholas McClellan is my best friend forever. Uh, I can't draw attention for the sake of protecting sources and working with law enforcement and Nick McClellan. Uh, I've spoken to Nick for months. He asked for my help, so I helped him. I can't remember if I passed this along to Nick. Getting the defense kicked off was another win. Nick asked me to delete everything. And also, much more important than that, uh, he made the claim that the three phones belong to Cheyenne, Shelby, and Richard Allen. So Figsolve says that the geofencing is not accurate because the bridge is at a high elevation, and that's been repeated by Troll Farm. And then he says the phones belong to Cheyenne, Shelby, and Richard Allen. Well, guess what? That's bullshit because we know for certain now that no phone that's in the geofencing belonged to Richard Allen. And according to filings, no phone belonged to anyone that had any connection to Richard Allen. So yeah, it might have been Shelby and Cheyenne, but who's the third person? Who's the third person? Who are the three phones in the geofencing that this prosecutor and now this judge is blocking from being brought up? Who is it? Come on, people. And you can say whatever you want, and you can lie and smear, just like the turning the phone off and repowering the phone. There's been another troll farm who said years ago, or at least a year or more than a year ago, that the battery died. Well, no, the battery didn't die, because if the battery had died, that phone would not have powered back on at 4:30 in the morning. So that's a fail. Okay, that's a fail. So sorry about that, Noe. I just had to go on that rant.
You're good.
Why does the family not want to know what really happened? Oh, well, they do know what really happened. Okay, the family is secondary to justice for the girls. That's the reality. Thank you for saying that, Liberty Justice. Yeah, we're not here to protect the family, okay? We're here to understand what is the truth that happened to these girls, because that would be serving the family in the highest. Would it not? All right. I'm trying to look at all these comments. I apologize for being slow, but please, guys, you're invited to join the panel. The link's right there. Anyone's welcome to come in and let the world hear your voice. Because, guys, I've spoken ad nauseum on this case, and so has Noe, and we would love to hear your voices. I cannot for 1 second understand that I spoke to two family members very early on. One wanted all the help they could get. The other had anger towards the help. Well, thank you is a God thing. You want to say who was who? You want to say who was who? Or are you that bold? No pressure. Wonder why the case is sealed for the guy that worked at CVS, and also he has a license to sell guns. Does this case involve arms, drugs, and child trafficking? What's the justification for axing the geofence data? Well, if it depends on who you ask. You ask the troll farm, it's because it's going to confuse people, or they're protecting witnesses. Yeah, it's all kind of gaslighting. The bottom line is there's no justification. Okay, there's no justification. The jurors should be able to know every single person who was out there during the time the girls were out there.
Well, of course. Yeah. You would want that.
You would. Thank you guys for the. Skip says it's Daniel Pearson, Mr. 319. Yeah, it could be. It could be Daniel Pearson. I mean, his phone would have pinged, right, if he got a text message from his grandmother or whoever. That you got to think, who do we know was there? Who do we not know was there? And who does the state know was there but won't allow into the trial? Yeah, the phone doesn't power itself back on if the battery dies. Hello. It also doesn't power itself back on if it's been powered out. I mean, come on. And it's not going to lose a connection for 11 hours. I mean, that's another gaslight. That I mean, they come up with bullet talking points to counter uh, every point that's devastating to this case. They come up with these talking points as bullet points, and they spread them using the podcasters and the social media personalities that are on the payroll, who we call Troll Farm. And that's just a fucking fact. Sorry if you don't like it. All right. Judge does not feel Odin is legit. I feel the same. That said, let the defense work. The case won't be. Well. Hey, Odin may not be legit, but one thing is legit. There are sticks on the girls' bodies shaped into runic type formations, which is suggestive of something like Odinism. Is it not? That's why I say take a look at the crime scene photos. If you can't get your hands on them, go look at True Crime Designs watercolor rendering, which is highly accurate. I am telling you that there is an attempt, if it's not Odinism that you're seeing, it's an attempt to frame Odinist. Either way, there are Norse pagan, Wiccan slash occult slash weird ass stick symbol figurations on both girls, and also painted on a tree with blood. And that's undeniable. So it's suggestive of Odinism or something like it. So, like Mike's saying, why not allow the jury to see it? I mean, what are they going to box next? The crime scene photos? Oh, well, we're not going to allow the jury to see the crime scene photos because they're Odinist stick formations on the girls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It don't makes no sense to me, man. Do you know Carla or
No,
Darla?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Darla, you mean? Darla?
Darla FPM.
Okay, no, but I'm getting there. Let me see.
I can read it if you
Go
want.
ahead and read it. I'll try to look for it.
It's always been interesting how much verification is required for certain things, but when it comes to a murdered girl's phone turns on at 4:30 a.m., everyone just dismisses it.
Well, they came up with this gaslighting talking point, which is that the phone was seeking a tower to connect with for 11 hours or so, and just magically, all of a sudden, at 4:30, it connected with the tower. Well, I'm sorry, but you guys don't have phones. You don't realize that doesn't happen. Okay. And plus, there's something that's not discussed too much, that there's going to be more information come out about the phones, because there's geolocation, there's geofencing, there's several of them that have been done, and we don't know all the details of all of those yet, and including the updated Celebrite extraction. So there's going to be information that continues to develop that will tell us more to shut some of these points down. But at the moment, there's no way we believe that. Okay, there's no way we believe that. Yeah, like Liberty says here, we don't believe that for hours and hours and hours that phone did not connect, and then magically at 4:30 a.m. right before the bodies are found, boom, it turns on. Come on. So sorry if I missed your comments. I kind of skipped ahead to find.
Housebroken Hussy says, didn't one of the girls have an older adopted brother? Uh,
Cody Patty.
that
Let me say that. Remember, no phone data from Cody Patty. No phone data from Mike Patty, Becky Patty, Kelsey German. Where's the fucking phone data that would be absolutely essential to tie down a timeline with digital forensics? How do you get a timeline to verify any of this? I mentioned before, Harvest Store video, that only shows one pass of the vehicle. How do you know if it's coming or going? It proves nothing.
yeah,
Sorry about that.
and I believe that was an uncle, not a brother, right? And he was an adopted. He was adopted by the Patties. Cody Patty is his name. Yep.
Good night, Frenchie. Okay, Skip says they made Daniel Pearson's witness statement disappear now. They want his entire existence that day gone as well. Yeah. So on that, Skip is right here that Daniel Pearson is listed as one of the witnesses who is responsible for a sketch. Okay. So Daniel Pearson, we know, was there with someone else. He claimed at some point that he was on his phone having phone activity. He contributed to a sketch, but all of a sudden, he's not a witness in the trial. He's got nothing to contribute. Neither does Isabella Voorhees. Uh, and what about the girls? What about the girls who were out there also between possibly 3 and 3:30? The classmates. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people who are left out of this story, and we magically bring in Betsy Blair and Sarah Carbo, uh, who were nowhere to be found initially. Okay, like in magically in 2019, and subsequently, they've gotten them to come on board and become the primary witnesses. Well, what happened to all the other witnesses? Did they not give the story you wanted to fucking hear? So, I mean, come on, make it make sense. I mean, anyone's welcome to join the panel. Make it make sense.
Sandy D says, if anyone can explain why the public records show Cody Patty was Cody Harder or Hartman. I believe he was adopted, so that's how he became a Patty. Is that right, Prof?
Well, yeah, but there's Sandy. We've been back and forth over and over about arguing that point. We don't know. Okay, I have no way. I can't prove it one way or the other. So we're still waiting on that. So can't add anything to that. I don't think it's that correct, but it could be. Okay, Cheyenne or Shelby weren't in the PCA identifying Richard Allen or arrested for helping him. No nonsense. Good night, Frenchie. I think I've said that. To say the least, very bizarre behavior. However, it ended with the FBI has information already, so let them figure it out. They shut up pretty quickly, changed their tune. What was that about? I missed that one. What did Lisa say? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't find it. Okay, so what else we got here? That must be why changing the crime scene pics changes everything. Yeah, wouldn't it be interesting if McClellan files a motion to exclude the crime scene photos now because he doesn't want anyone to see the sticks, which are suggestive of Norse paganism. All right.
Brittany says her and her ex have connections to the biker gang Sons of Silence, and she saw the Sons of Odin. Hey, I would love to hear some more of that, Brittany, if you want to elaborate on that. What do you mean by you saw the Sons of Odin? You mean you've hung out with them? Or what? Do you see that comment, Prof?
I'm getting there. Let's see. Are they implying RA was back at the crime scene at 4:30? Yeah, exactly. Who turned the phone back on? Who turned it off? For that matter, my opinion is this: was that phone turned off in order to bring those girls away from that area? And once they were returned to the area and placed there on Ron Logan's, then it was powered back on. I mean, that would logic, right? If you take Murphy's law, is that what it's called, or Occam's razor? Geez, I'm all confused right now. But if you take the simplest deduction here, it would be that they turn the phone off to remove the girls from the area because they don't want to be tracked. Once the girls are returned to the area and placed on Ron Logan's, then they turn the phone on and put it under the body and leave. Just in time for daylight. Okay, let me see. The defense doesn't have to solve the case. They have to create reasonable doubt in one juror's mind, which is going to happen, by the way. And I think they can still do that, dismantling the state's case because there's no physical evidence. Well, we don't know what evidence there is because who knows? Of what we know now, it's very flimsy and it's going to be full of reasonable doubt, I believe. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see here. Brittany says, my ex and I both have connections to the biker gang Sons of Silence. I saw the Sons of Odin.
Yeah, she goes on further to say that she out of Boone County,
Okay, let me find that.
further down, out of Boone County, this gang was mentioned by Mind Chalk, and they deal with meth and guns.
Yeah, they do. I've checked them out. You know, I've checked them out. Sons of Odin, it's a thing. Uh, I don't know, y'all. I mean, this is the thing. There's so much noise around this case that I kind of ramp all that back, and I trim it down, and I try to come back to what I can absolutely touch and not speculate about. You know, I what can I see with absolute evidence, proof, connections. You know, so I inform myself of all of that stuff, and then I kind of I bring it on in, you know, for the huddle, and I say, what can I really hold on to and argue about? But let's see. I think I've lost my place now, so I'm sorry. I'm looking for this Rick H comment. Get
Well, I'm
back to
sorry,
it.
I keep uh,
It's
getting you out of.
like yeah. I'll get to. I'm going down. I'm trying to touch every one, so I'm going down. Let's see. I'm trying to find that one so I can get to that spot and then keep moving. So let me see.
Okay.
There's so many here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Brittany. I see Brittany. Okay, Digital says you got to listen to All Eyes on Delphi from earlier today. Holman is lying and breaking breakdown of the leak. Yes, Holman's lying. I mean, we already know that. Here's the other thing about Holman. He did not investigate Tyler Carpenter. Now, Tyler, I tried multiple times. Noe has tried multiple times. We have tried so many times to speak with you. Here's the deal, dude. Little Frankie says you purchased the crime scene photos from Mark Robert through the GoFundMe with the $2,000 donation, and that those were delivered to Ruckus Rocks. We know what Little Frankie says, okay? We know that Holman did not even attempt to contact Tyler Carpenter. So whenever we get to Holman and the crime scene photos, it breaks down. And the reason it breaks down is because Holman did not investigate the leaks. The whole attempt was to frame the defense for the leaks. So they framed the defense for the leaks to try to get the defense kicked off of the case because they're good lawyers. And in order to do so, he could not thoroughly solve the leaks, which means he could not go talk to Tyler Carpenter and figure out what actually happened and get the devices and do the forensics and figure it out what really happened. And at this moment, all we got is little Frankie saying that he has a little Frankie has receipts based on an IP address, and that's all we know. Okay, so I give up at Tyler Carpenter and Mark Robert Cohen, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As far as Holman, if Holman would have done his job, he could have cleared everything about the leaks. So I'm leaving it at that, Digital. But yeah, maybe she mentioned that. CSM says Holman said, "I know you did something, and I'm going to prove it." Oh yeah, you mean to Richard Allen? Yeah. All right. Makes me sick how all these so-called Delphi mothers and fathers still F with the beast. Okay, Skip says, Brittany, interesting about the Minnesota connection. Are you familiar with true crime author from Minnesota that was covering the case until he passed away a few years ago? Okay. All right, let's see if we can catch up here. I think we did catch up. So thanks. Now, Noe, feel free to have at the chat. I think I've caught up with it now. Thank you for the patience.
Sandy D says the harders from Camden are of the brethren faith, which would line up with Kelsey being so worried about what his family thought of her. Brethren are pretty strict in their faith. Um, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, we're talking about dead people here now. Fortson, Nate Miller, Stevenson, gas station clerk, the dough guy that killed two people and then himself, Paul Eder. The list goes on and on. Yeah, the bodies following this case. I mean, basically, or the bodies surrounding this case. Yeah, Ferenczi, rest in peace. Who were really upset about Fortson and Ferenczi because they were totally unnecessary, and we believe they were tied into this case. Nate Miller appears to be, and don't forget about Stephanie Thompson and her
Correct.
daughter Mia. Yeah.
Isn't there a judge that also died mysteriously in Logansport?
Yep. Okay. So Mike says I've watched some great military podcasts. Terrorists pull phone batteries all the time, then get blown up by a drone. If all federal agencies are involved, they know exactly the people involved. Yeah, but here's the thing: was that Doug Carter bullshitting everyone and saying, "Don't worry, all federal agencies are at our disposal and involved, so don't worry, we got this," because he doesn't want it solved? Because I mean, Doug, nothing you said has ever made sense, especially when we consider these pieces of the puzzle that you've baited us along with over the years and breadcrumbed us with. Look, here's the bottom line: ISP said both sketches were not the same person. Okay, two different individuals, and the old guy sketch was no longer a person of interest. Okay, that's absolutely clear. It's in black and white. Then here comes Doug Carter, who just happens to be the spokesperson for ISP, and he comes behind that and says, they are the same person. If you put them together, you get the killer. If you put them together, you get Richard Allen. Well, how does it make any sense?
Yeah, he was out of there, man, when he pulled that one, bro.
Yeah, how do you make it make sense? I mean, come on, Carroll County and Indiana, you want people to support the prosecution of this case, but you've got bullshit knee deep. Okay, you have two sketches, completely different. You have a witness that says that sketch is a 20-year-old thin young man. You want us to believe that that 20-year-old thin young man is the guy in the Bridge Guy video? Are you serious? You say that both sketches are two completely different individuals, and the old guy ain't even a person of interest. But then you come behind it and you find Richard Allen and you arrest Richard Allen and you parade him around like Hannibal Lecter and you coerce confessions out of him while medicated by a fangirl of the Delphi murders who's behaving like a 12-year-old on social media while medicating Richard Allen and quote unquote treating him. And now you say that he is both sketches and that both witnesses are describing the same guy when you had Tony Liggett inserting the word bloody into the mouth of one of the witnesses, inserting a vehicle that belongs to Richard Allen into the mouth of one of the witnesses who described a 1965 vintage Mercury Comet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You cannot blame anyone else other than the prosecutor and law enforcement for all of the criticism that's going down over the family, over the POIs, over the witnesses, and over this entire prosecution of Richard Allen because you've not made it easy for people to understand. So if there's criticism, it all goes back to you. Stop with the protecting the family bullshit. If you wanted to protect the family, you would have handled this the right way and not confused and contradicted on every single point in this case. You've never cleared the family. Clear the family.
It's that simple, you know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just infuriating. and they blame everyone else, and they send police after us, and they SWAT us, and they call CPS on our children, and they try everything to make us kill ourselves and do all kind of bullshit, try to ruin our jobs, calling our employers. They do everything and smear and slander to try to ruin us, but they won't clear the family and solve the problem. Okay, my thoughts are Doug Carter was referring to digital manipulation. Removing something and replacing it was referring to layering, and when the layers are gone, we have the truth. I don't know. Tell me this. How does Richard Allen become both of those sketches when both of those sketches represent two separate people and one is no longer a person of interest? Just make that make sense. Thank you guys for the kind words. I hope you understand what we're saying this. There's not hate in our hearts here. Yeah, justice for Liberty and Abby is the only protection their families need. It's all that all of us want. I mean, isn't that clear?
Mike Cunningham says, let the defense work. It's even on local radio today. Stop handcuffing the defense.
At every turn. Right. Well, you know, I've told you the other day, Noe, how funny it is. It's like what she does is she denies everything to the defense except
Everything.
the little breadcrumbs. Like she'll give them the limited discovery timeline. Or, you know, she'll change it from 30 days to 14. She'll give them that every once in a while. She'll give them a little give. But on
Well,
anything important, no, she kicks them in the balls.
well,
Anything.
Galt's already pissed off at them because the Supreme Court judges let them back in. So she's showing her true colors, how she feels about them, you know. And it just shows clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. The bias is absolutely obvious, and we've gone into this before that the appearance of bias or prejudice is supposed to be like something that disqualifies the judge. You know, if you read into the guidelines, and I mean, does she? If any judge gives an appearance of bias, is it not Judge Gull? And hey, we don't want an easy road for Richard Allen because hey, if there's something that he's involved in this crime, we absolutely want it to be brought out in court. But here's the deal: we also don't want him railroaded and an absolute slam dunk set up to put him away without convincing evidence. Because we do want justice for and Liberty and Abby get justice when the entire story is told and everyone responsible is convicted.
Absolutely. 100.
What can DD possibly say when the defense asked him, why didn't you just detain RA if he said he was at, oh, Dan Doolin. Okay, what does Dan Doolin say when the defense asks him, why didn't you just detain him if he said he was at the scene of the crime at the time of the crime. Yeah, and why didn't you record that? Because this whole thing with you record every statement taken and all interactions, but just so happens that with Richard Allen, you can't find it, quote unquote, like the other 70 days of missing bullshit.
If it was even Dan Doolin who interviewed him.
If it was even Dan Doolin.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to trust. Sorry, guys. Trust has been eroded with Indiana law enforcement in this case. Oh, sorry. I've got myself a little worked up, but no one's joined the panel, so it's just me and Noe talking like we would talk by ourselves on the phone.
It's all good.
Thank you guys for the awesome comments.
Skip Jensen says, Brittany, this is for Brittany. One of the witnesses in the PCA also had ties to Minnesota, North Branch.
I think Darla's being sarcastic here. No, Judge Gull is a great judge, and nothing she does will be accepted by everyone. Are you being sarcastic or serious? Okay, let's see. Silence equals consent. That's why we're squawking about it here this late hour when we could be resting. But we're over here discussing something we care about. Okay. One of the witnesses in the PCA also has ties to Minnesota, North Branch, Minnesota. No, I don't know, Digital. I don't know if Darla was being sarcastic or not. Maybe Darla would clear that up. We don't agree that she's a... Look, here's the thing. It appears that she's exhibiting bias. And it's very obvious to many people. And hey, we do want a strong judge to take care of justice for liberty and Abby. But we also want a strong case that won't be overturned on appeal. So if this judge had any care about that, it would be done properly without obvious bias so that it would be unreproachable. And at this point, it's looking like it's anything but that. The police are blatantly lying under oath while the judiciary looks the other way. Yes. I don't understand at this point, I really don't understand the search warrant. I really don't, because how can you misrepresent and twist witness statements the way it was done? I've gone through that in prior streams. I'm not going to repeat it, but we've detailed the PCA and for the arrest and the search warrant, and both of those, they're bad. It looks bad for law enforcement. Okay, it looks like they twisted shit to get what they wanted, which was a search of Richard Allen, and when that proved unproductive, they twisted it some more and got an arrest of Richard Allen.
Hey, I was just looking at my text here. This text came in a few minutes ago. I was texting with Julie. She's resting. She's got to go to work early, but she wants me to clear something in regards to Cody. Okay, so I'm gonna read her text, and this is for
Sandy.
For Sandy.
Mentioning Cody. Yeah.
Yeah. Cody Hartman was adopted out of coercion of my sister. And Becky and Mike changed his name after they promised not to change his name. Cody is my nephew, of course, Julie's nephew. Diane is my sister. Clear that up, please. So Sandy's incorrect. So what happened, and I didn't want to get too much into that, but yeah, the Patties took Cody. Uh, my understanding is that they were going to offer him a better home or whatever. At the time, Diane, which is Julie's sister, couldn't take care of Cody, so she agreed. And then later on, they changed his name to Patty, so that's how he became Cody Patty. But he is Diane's son. He is Julie's nephew, and he would be an adopted son of Mike and Becky, which would make him Kelsey and Liberty's uncle. Anyway, Julie asked me to correct that via text for Sandy.
Okay, well, thank you. I guess she's listening. Yeah, ask
Yeah,
her
she's
the
listening.
harder, because the claim that Sandy is arguing about is the Harder versus Hartman or something like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
see
It's
if she'll
Cody.
respond to that. So
Well,
just
to clear it, it's Cody Hartman, his birth name, um, and he was adopted, but they had promised not to change his name, and later on they just ended up changing his name. And I know the history behind that, but it just turned out to be that they changed his name later on down the line, and he became a Patty.
so I still wonder out loud about the possibility and probability of Richard Allen being recorded by unknown conspirators in a clandestine fashion earlier in the day when he went to the bridge to look at the fish. I don't know, James. Agreed, Prof, but this time I'm referencing the testimonies of LE during the recent 3-day hearing, which is the supposed confessions. Well, what did I miss? Let me go back and see if I see. Police are blatantly lying under oath. Oh, yeah. Yeah, blatantly. Okay, let's see. Well, the whole thing, that's another thing about Gullit. She's saying that these confessions were not coerced. When the doctor says he was undergoing a psychological episode at the time, his medication was being experimented with. He was being given death threats by both guards and inmates, and we know that because of the letters of Robert Baston. So come on, man, you come on. The confessions, look, if there's anything to the confessions, so be it. If there's knowledge of the crime scene, so be it. Then okay, well, let's prove that. But at this point, it doesn't seem very convincing. Okay, let's see. Sandy says, I'm asking why the public record says it different. So there's a Cody Lee Harder Patty in Camden. That's not Cody Hartman Patty. Don't shoot the messenger. We'll let Julie clarify that, because when I looked into that, it's a someone different. But we'll let
Yeah,
Julie
that's
talk.
what it sounds like to me. That's someone different.
And
And
then edited and planted on the phone that was found underneath. Well, I agree with that, James, possibly, because here's what I would not get. Okay, why would that phone be left by the murderers or murderer if like, come on, man. If he's putting the body, he's staging the bodies, why would he stage that phone under the bodies, knowing there's a possibility that he's photographed on that phone? Come on. There is something off about the video of BG. We've thought for a long time that it's a trail cam image or series of images that has been animated to become a video, but we don't know. We don't, there's so much we don't know. And you notice this, okay? Notice that the troll farm, this is something that people hate to talk about. And they say it's drama when we mention it, but you've got an entire troll farm working for the prosecution and the family who use multiple accounts. Okay. We've identified up to 100 accounts belonging to about 8 people. Explain that one.
And most of them are local to the Delphi area.
Most of them, except for the ones who are computer savvy, who appear to have a great technical skill on computers and maybe involved in the dark web.
From Texas.
Yeah, and elsewhere. Sarah Lynn Harder died, and her funeral was right at the time Cody was let out of jail early. I don't think they exist, not the way they say anyway. Yeah, you 61 confessions? No, of course not. Come on. Look, why would someone confess 61 times? Once would be good enough. Okay, anyone in their right mind going to confess is going to call over the warden or the guards or an attorney or someone like that and just go ahead straight up confess.
And then, like Rick Snake said, some of those confessions are not going to match up with what really happened. Like,
no, I mean, is there a bullet in one or both of the girls?
The use of the gun and
right.
things like
Was there molestation to one or both of the girls? Things like that.
Yep.
Setting up to frame the Odinist, setting up to frame Ron Logan, setting up to frame Richard Allen, some poor random schmuck who just happened to have the urge to walk the bridge. I don't know about, but here's, I've always felt that Ron Logan, I'm absolutely certain, was set up. Because, before we had the arrest of Richard Allen, I already felt that the girls were moved and staged on Ron Logan's property to set him up. That was always my thought. Because if you're moving and staging and you're leaving him on Ron's property, why would Ron do that on his own property? Why would he move and stage him on his own property? Like, that's insane. That's suicide. You want him to be found on your own property? Come on, man. I believe it was a frame up on Ron Logan, but was it also a frame up on the Odinist? I don't know. Law enforcement doesn't believe so. Remember, Ferenczi, Click, and Murphy did not believe so. Okay. Richard Allen would be the stupidest MFer murderer in history to go to Ellie the day after the murders and admit. Well, but there is a caveat to that, which is that he also could think he's being slick, right? To go over there and say, hey, just so you guys know, I was over there. I mean, so that's a point I don't like to argue much because, I know some really shady dudes in my life, from various neighborhoods I lived in. And that's the kind of shit they might do, is think they're so smart and slick that they would go and explain away their presence at the scene beforehand. But so, I don't really latch on to that one too much, but yeah, I mean, it's the thing. We know we can go back to Tobe Lesenby's words. There's fingerprints and DNA at the crime scene. Now, has any of that ever been connected to Richard Allen? Okay, we got 3 phones at the crime scene. Has any of those phones or those people been connected to Richard Allen? Does a 1965 Mercury Comet connect to Richard Allen? I mean, these are the things I actually wonder about. Where was the recording of Dan Doolin? Proving that Richard Allen said he was there at that late hour and not prior to 1:30. I don't know, James. I've heard that Richard Allen often frequented that bridge, so I don't think it's that odd that he would be out there. But I don't know if it's necessarily that true. I mean, these are all rumors. The testimony and the confessions were all over the place. Logan was unalive just in the nick of time. Okay. Is Fiona related to the Patties? Well, here's what she is related to: the World Economic Forum, the WEF, which is a New World Order. Google it. You'll find out I'm telling you the truth. All right, sorry.
Who's that, Prof?
One of the murder shits.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I agree Ron Logan was set up. What's up, Miss Haunted Parlor? Yes, I agree. Ron Logan was set up. I want to know who paid these men. Holman admitted on the stand that he interviewed Allen at Westville. Oh yeah, did he read him his Miranda rights or his warning? Did he give him his Miranda warning? Because we know he didn't on another occasion. I see what you're talking about, Sandy. It appears Becky Patty owned a property in Bringhurst, and it was sold to Sarah Harder. Cody Harder is now the owner. Could be a screw up due to the record.
Yeah, but Cody Harder's not Cody Hartman. Cody Patty was Cody Hartman.
Paid and sent, says Haunted Parlor. Yeah, well, you guys know my belief. Like I said, like I've said before, people claim they don't know my theory because they never fucking cared about what I had to say. My theory is that this was all revolving around a huge meth situation, and that there's possible some sort of back and forth between two factions. The girls ended up dead as a result. I believe that there were people paid that day to be involved in the situation that did not have knowledge that two girls would end up murdered, because I don't believe the intention was ever to murder two girls. I believe that something went wrong. I believe a meth involved situation in the woods went wrong. One girl ended up dead, and then they decided to murder the other one in a quote unquote sacrifice type of scenario, just like Labredo says, and just like is implied in some ways by the albeit very very cursory, by the Frank's memorandum. I believe there were people paid who didn't know what was going to happen, and maybe, well, I'll leave it at that. I'm sus of Doolin. Me too, says yeah, I am too. Fiona and the World Economic Forum. Yes, Google it. Okay, that feels right. Oh, that feeds right into sustainable development. Y'all know it was Ron Logan. Yeah, I wonder if that's what Small Ball still thinks.
I read that a little bit ago.
Okay. Methawation. Yeah, something like that, Swade Smith. A situation. I am in a real estate and it happens. Hartman, huh? That's interesting. Cody Patty now lives in one of the Patty's old rentals. He owns it now. Yeah, you also realize one of the Patty's old rentals is also the next door neighbor of Daniel Norfleet. How odd is that? What are the odds? I've made a community post about it before. Okay, Daniel Norfleet. Wi-Fi signals often reach right to your neighbor's home. Many times in my life, I've shared Wi-Fi signals with neighbors on both ways. Okay, Cody's father is Becky's brother. Is Alan Cody's middle name? I'm not sure, Lisa, but some Hartmans I know. I'm about to find out. I once heard that Murder Poop is related to Patty's, but never confirmed. Me too, but I don't know. Correct, Noe, it's weird. But Becky Patty did sell a property to a guy named Cody Harder. And Google is showing Cody Patty and the top of the legal info. It's fun to watch fish. Mathematics add up. Okay. All right, guys. So, yeah, would someone please join us? Noe and I are getting exhausted here reading the chat. Yeah, I was commenting today to someone how this whole thing has really changed me. Those of you who were here in my early streams may have remembered that back then I really cared. I really cared about it. I would I'm sure you guys have seen my my instruments here, the keyboard studio, I would turn on all the instruments, and when I started the stream, I would plug them all up, and I would perform a couple 10, 15 minutes of musical improvisations. I would turn on a drum machine at times. I would put the keyboards on the Fender Rhodes, and I would sometimes I'd play songs, sometimes I would improvise. Uh, put all my heart into it. I just trusted everyone. I loved everyone. I talked to all the YouTubers who I now call Troll Farm. Uh, I would really engage with the chat. I would give everyone an opportunity, and and I tell you what, after they went over, after they went after my parents, my older son, my infant son, uh, my brother, and my other family members, my job, my custody of my child, and all my shit. They pretty much ruined everything for me. And I said, you know what? Fuck playing the music on this stream, and fuck talking to the chat, and fuck doing these shows. And they pretty much ruined it. They pretty much ruined it for me. So what you have now is is the bare minimum due to an entire contingent working for the prosecution and law enforcement attempting to frighten us into going away. And I hope you guys understand that. All of that was done to try to shut us up because we just want to talk about our opinion. And these people wanted to shut us up and control the narrative, and they still do. They just know that it's a bad look, so they've gone underground, and they do it with fake accounts and behind the scenes rather than as obviously as they used to do in the first year. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to explain that because I'm sure you guys realize I don't play the music anymore, and uh, and the show's quite a bit different. I also don't pay for the expensive software that I used to pay for to make it look nice.
The horn.
Yeah, I don't do the party horn. I put a lot into it in the early days that I totally let go of because of my frustration with these maniacs.
Yeah, I stopped doing the losing it live on YouTube because I ran out of oomph. It's like I'm just wasting energy and just let them do whatever they want. I've been to 3 court hearings, uh, time and travel and stuff. It's yeah. I just want to lay back now. From here on, I'm not engaging at all with whatever they want. They want to do um, fake accounts or these nasty accounts. I can't even booger Amos or whatever. Let them do it. I'm just not gonna watch or pay attention. I don't mind doing this. I don't mind going out and filming for Prof or Kishti, but you know, it's just a waste of time with these people, man.
Yeah, well, then they openly admit that they're best friends forever with Nicholas McClellan, and they protect the Patties at all cost. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're openly advertising that the Patties love you, and you do everything to protect the Patties and Patties at all cost, and you're best friends and working with law enforcement and prosecutor. But at the same time, you do these sorts of things to us, and
Well,
I
I
think
thought
it's
it
a
was
bad look for the Patties and the prosecutor. To
yeah.
be
Like
clear.
I recently was listening to a stream with Thomas Frost and Mark Cohen, and Mark Cohen announced on their live stream that the Patties love Delphi dummies, that they received stickers at one of the recent hearings, and that they love what they do. And I was kind of reflecting on that, and um, this is Becky Patty receiving sticker according to Mark Cohen. Okay, this was nice and clear. He announced it with Thomas Frost, And I'm trying to reflect on that and say, I mean, this is the grandmother of two of a murdered granddaughter, and she loves what Delphi Dummies does. I mean, they they I just thought it was weird and awkward.
Well, it's because they are behind the entire troll farm and the abuse. That's what I'm saying. Is it a good look that the Patties and law enforcement and Nicholas McClellan has people doing this to us, abusing, harassing, cyber stalking, gang stalking, oppositional voices on the internet? It's not. It's not. It's not. It's a bad reflection on the Patties and on law enforcement and on the prosecutor.
I agree absolutely. For Marco and to openly announce that Becky Patty fully endorses Delphi Dummies and Ashley Schaefer, and that she loves them, when just a few years ago her daughter was catfished, possibly catfished and murdered. It's just, it's awkward to me. I don't know.
Well, because they've lost all context because of what they're doing, and hey, here's what I got to say to these criminals: it will be provable. Okay, everything that's been done is provable. So you've committed crimes. Uh, Brittany says, I've experienced all of it. It's weird to hear people talk about the cult abuse so openly. I get called crazy on other socials.
Huh.
Yeah, well, it's been 2 years of it, and we're tired of it. And yeah, well, we'll leave it at that. Well, Noe, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling like we're going for an hour and 44 minutes. I think we're doing pretty good. It's up to you how what step you want to take next. The chat's still going. It's
Yeah, let's give them 5 more minutes. See if anyone wants to join our panel. I mean, unfortunately, I'm sad that no one wants to talk with us because
hmm
I tell you what, it's like pulling teeth. I've tried on so many streams to have our guest come on and join the panel and give you a voice here on the channel, and people are reluctant, and I understand that. But I really wish you
it's
would.
okay, but it's okay, and I understand. But the good thing is that your chat has always been uh, involved, and they interact. And when we have a good chat like this, it's fun to do this. I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we do have a great chat.
Kind of miss EOA
Yeah, where is he? Where
here,
is he? Our chief.
ACB, Finn. It's not here, but they're usually good people to who interact. But the people we have here, they've been great.
Yeah, we got. I mean, that's one thing I always compliment the chat here is that we have such a great chat, and I really do feel honored. I that was my intention. Going back to my early days, my whole concept for this was to have a discussion forum and to have the chat to discuss with, and that's one thing that actually worked out right with this channel is that it did work out so that people understood that, and it's one thing that did survive all of this tidal wave of cyber stalking and abuse is that we have a good chat and a community that chats, and it's always a very intelligent and engaging chat. And so, uh, for that, I just want to say thank you again, chat, and your lurkers. I know you get scared if you're lurking. You're afraid to join the chat because you don't want to be criticized or seen or stalked. I understand that there's a lot of intimidation in this community, but those of you who are lurking, we know that you lurk because you're interested in what's being said, and what's in the chat. So we also want to thank you and encourage you. Step outside of your comfort zone. Join the chat at times. Uh, Make a fake account if you have to, and interact with each other, because that's that. I want to be here so that you guys can fellowship and really share information and ideas, because we're here for each other as a group who cares about the truth and justice about what happened to these girls. That's why I encourage this chatting. Um, is a God thing says, Prof, too many dead bodies surrounding this case is truly frightening at this point, especially when they don't have them all yet. Yeah, exactly. Well, and you do like me. Like when I came into this, I was anonymous, but it only took a couple fucking cyber stalking, psycho, self-proclaimed hacking dickheads to target me and figure out my identity. And once they did that, they did everything they could to dox me online in order to intimidate me, make me go away. And when that didn't work, then they started going after my family. You know how they do. And yeah, we're talking about Mark Robert, Tommy Frost, and the entire fucking dickhead apparatus that's causing all the problems in this community, for the prosecutor, for the family, and for law enforcement. And so we want to give a big middle finger to them, and say, the world will one day know what you did to this community, and it won't be smiled upon; it'll be frowned upon.
We got one. Crystal Blue just came in trying to catch up. Hi, Crystal Blue, and welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in, Crystal Blue. Made it late as usual, but welcome. All right. Prof always invites people to click the link and they participate, and they don't though. But yeah, big up to everyone. Yeah. Okay. Brittany says, even sharing what you have makes you brave. Yes. And Diamond Eyes, where are you, Diamond Eyes? Diamond Eyes been going through health problems, so we pray for
Oh,
you, Diamond Eyes.
great prayers for Diamond Eyes.
I like how everyone can express their opinions without judgment, as long as you're nice. That's my one rule: be nice or leave. I admire your perseverance and courage, Prof. Gives me hope in mankind. Oh, Marianne Foster, that's very nice. Thank you.
I
So
agree with Marianne. Yep, because you've been through some crap.
there's a weird. What's about the weird shit? There's a Richard Allen Whiteman. Yeah, and hey, I got some more posts coming for you guys. You will not believe. Well, I'll just leave it at that. I always suggest you keep up with the community page, because there are things you would not believe. There really are, and there's more. I got some coming for you. I just haven't posted them yet.
Straight Smith says on Sunday there was two white trucks, and I believe an SUV at 1967 Whiteman Drive. I don't know what that might. Is that Richard Allen's former address?
Could be two white trucks and an SUV.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to join the panel. How do I? Well, you just click the link that's above.
Who said that?
That's just James.
Oh, come on, James, bring it on. The link is right up on the top of the chat. That blue link right there, the StreamYard link.
Westy says, Diamond Eyes, this is a message for you, Diamond Eyes. Diamond Eyes, hope everything's okay. If not, chin up. Things can only get better. Yeah, Diamond Eyes. We pray for you, Diamond Eyes, and we love you. Diamond Eyes, if you, those of you who are new here, you don't realize Diamond Eyes has been around for years, 2 good years, and Diamond Eyes is going through some things, so not around, but we pray for Diamond Eyes. Everyone, please just keep Diamond Eyes in your thoughts. Do I need a mic? No, you just need your phone. You you talk on the phone, or whatever device you're on already probably has a mic built in right there.
Well, James, if you've never been on a live stream and it's a little difficult for you, I can put my number up on the chat and you can call me and I'll put you on speaker. Or else you click the link and then it'll walk you through. It'll ask you if you want to enter with YouTube, and then it'll say enter studio, and then it'll ask you what how you want to go in as, typically your Google account or so, and then you enter studio, and then prop puts you in. It's a little process, but if you tell me here on the chat, I can give you my alt phone number and you can call it and I'll put you on the speaker if Prof is okay with that. There's ACV, bro.
Oh, there he is. At here, but at work, but listening for sure. Well, thank you,
Right
ACV,
on,
for being
ACV.
here. Another long time friend is ACV, and so we're so glad to see him drop in. What's up, ACV? All right, all right, guys. So look, we'll give a few more minutes.
Yeah, let's do that because James showed interest in joining. I'm gonna give him my number in case he can't.
Diamond Eyes, I don't know. Well, let's see what James has to say. Just give him a minute. So,
Okay, okay.
uh, Suede says the whole Delphi area has a demonic energy. Yeah, that's where we're getting into the psychic or spiritual aspect of us as human beings. And I got to say that I definitely had a feeling entering the zone. And if you know the zone, you know what I mean when you turn off the highway, start making it towards that area. Uh, I felt the vibes. It's sort of a Twilight Zone vibe. I gotta say. Digital says miss you, ACV. All right, guys. Well, how about this, Snowy? You feel like wrapping it up? Uh,
Um, well, did
no
James?
one's joined. I wouldn't worry about it. They might join
Okay.
while we're closing it. But would you like to play a tune for us? Or
Oh,
sing?
that is possible. I could I
I
could
would
do
love for
so.
you to play a song. I know that I think our chat may not. Some in our chat may have never heard. I know you wrote a song for Abby and Libby that's so beautiful and poignant and touching, and I'd love for you to play it if you don't mind, if you're able to
Yeah, I could do so.
play us on
Guess
out.
we can give them a few more minutes and see what they got to say. I may. I saw that some text came in while I was on the live stream, and we'll see if I can read them. And this comes from someone in New York. But let me do this song. Yeah, I'll do the song for those who haven't heard it. It's a song that I
Hey, why don't you
collaborated.
read your would you read your text first, and then we could just go out with the song,
Okay,
and we'll
absolutely.
call it a night for everyone. Sorry to interrupt
Um,
you, Dewey.
okay, this text and this probably came in earlier in the show. So she says this is a lawyer from New York, and her name is Madeline, and that's all I'll say. I'm not gonna give any further information about her, but she says not bonkers. The probative value doesn't outweigh the prejudice to holder, etc. There is no nexus. Ashbrook is trolling everyone, and they're buying it.
Oh no,
Nothing.
oh no, that's Delulu bitches. Look, Delulu, get the fuck out of here. Come on, we're not stupid around
This
here.
non-lawyer buying into Ashbrook's trolling hook, line, and sinker. If
No, we
Vol's
don't buy
actions
it.
were so
Delulu, look.
outlandish,
Delulu, I'm not allowing you a voice here.
all
You
right.
could have clicked the link,
I'm sorry,
Delulu, and
Lulu.
gaslit everyone. Sorry, I don't like you either. Sorry
Yeah,
about that, Dewey. Don't mean to be rude.
I tried the Lulu, but so okay, let's go with this song. Like I was saying, this is a song I collaborated earlier in the year with Kish T from the channel formerly known as Crying to Sleep, which is now the Crying Sleepers. And he gave me these words, these lyrics, and I put music to it, and I'll perform it for you guys. Down the hill is where we go, with wind in our hair. Through the trees shine rays of light, without a single care. If the world is our canvas, let's paint with our dreams. Whispering secrets to the forest and the streams. We chase butterflies while flying on tides. Memories that will forever shine so bright. Down the hill is where we go, while hand in hand. Leaving footprints on the sand, together we'll find a peaceful place to call our own. And as we journey down the hill we go until they take us home. Leaving footprints on the sand, while hand in hand. Find a place together, never be alone. And when the day grows cold, and then the sun sets low, we'll wrap ourselves in warmth. We're together, yes, together we will conquer any storm. Down the hill, the sky so blue, it shines for me and you. Memories that shine so bright when we chase butterflies. And that is where we flew our kites until the starlight. Memories that will forever shine so bright. We chase butterflies with hope in our hearts, under a sky so blue, walking hand in hand. And when the day grows cold, our love together glows. We'll conquer any storm. Our hearts will compass, that together will lead us to our home. Our hearts will compass, that together will lead us to our home. Our hearts will compass, that together will lead us to our home. There you go.
Yay, thank you, Noe. Round of applause, everyone in the chat. Thank you, Noe.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Prophet Noe. Thank you for sharing the song, Noe. Prophet, I'm going back to find what I missed. Thank you both for a good end to the evening. Yeah, by the way, I hope everyone does have a good end to the evening. A wonderful night, some good rest. Thank you for the eye-opening evening. The end result is justice for Abby and Libby. I pray that together it will lead us to our home.
The truth.
Yeah. Good night, Swade Smith. Swade says, "Out, y'all. I got to sleep. Starting a new job in the morning. Well, good luck with that too. Good luck with that, Swade Smith." And yeah, we do hope to see you again, Housebroken, and everyone else who's new to watching. And let me just say, anyone on the replay, if you happen to watch this at a later time, thank you for watching the replay. And sorry you missed the live. And please leave a comment down in the comment section so that you participate in the conversation as well. So I always love seeing the comments come in. Let's see.
Hey, Westy, thanks for staying up this late or that early, however you want to see it. Gosh, he says it's 6:07.
6:07 a.m.
Uh-huh.
over in the European vicinity.
That's got to be across the pond, of
Yeah.
course. Thanks for staying up this early or this late, however you want to see it. And yeah, thank you, chat. Thank you for all of you guys who came in and joined. I I just want to say thank you and keep praying for the truth. I am trying to restructure myself. I already lost a lot of energy and threw a lot of fits. Um, Drove a lot, went to too many court hearings, and I don't want that to happen again. I'm just gonna let this unfold, and we pray for justice for Abby and Libby.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I think that we're entering a season in which more and more facts and details will come out. And this way you have to be adaptable because you don't know what facts and what details may come out. But you have to adapt and take what comes and process it, understand how it fits. Um, and yeah, hey, I guess I'm not going to beg anymore for anyone to join the panel, but I sure wish you guys would. It would be wonderful. I think people need to step out from the shadows. Sure, the idiots will probably try to dox you. They will try to find out who you are, what your name is, what your face looks like. They'll use voice changing technology to pretend to be other people. They'll do face swabs. They'll do all the crazy shit they do to try to intimidate you. But can you not survive it? Are you not strong enough? Look at what these girls went through. Uh, so I encourage you guys, step out from behind the shadows and be brave, because surely they will dox you, they will threaten you, they will harass you. But we've all been through it. We've survived, and I wish many of you would, because I know a lot of you have a lot to offer, and I wish all of you would start YouTube channels or something of the sort, uh, so that we can all hear your voices more loudly and more clearly, because you care. We know you care. um, so let's see. Brittany says truth. Digital says, I don't think they can be this obvious and not end up getting caught. Good night, everyone, says Kathy. Thanks, Prof. Noe and Mods. Love you, Noe, says Carol. Digital says, thank you. Tracy says, thank you, Noe. Just James says, thank you, Prof. and Noe. It's a God thing says, thanks as always. Good live. 100 to be exact, which is why you are awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you, Noe, for writing such a nice song. And by the way, Noe, do you want to talk about who wrote the lyrics for that as well? Because the lyrics are equally beautiful.
Yeah,
I would like to give him
Kirsty.
credit.
I Kishti is the owner of Crime to Sleep, or the channel that was formerly Crime to Sleep, which is now the Crime Sleepers. And he approached me earlier this year and said, "Look, I got these words, I got these lyrics, man. Can you do something to it?" And um, I started composing the music and editing some of the words, uh, and yeah, we came up with the song "Hand in Hand," um, and that's what the song is about. That's what the song came to be, and it's a tribute to the girls.
Yeah, and that's the Crime Sleepers. Kishti wrote
Hmm.
a lovely lyric there, and the funny thing is, I'll tell this part since Noe didn't tell it, but the plan there was that Noe was going to work on the song, and I was going to add a section or something like that, or some more music to it, and we were going to
Hmm.
collaborate, and I was going to do a piano part. And
You're gonna do a
funny
piano
thing is
part.
that when Noe sent me what he had, uh, I just couldn't touch it. You know, when he sent me what he had come up with, I thought, ain't no reason to change one thing. So that's the story
Yeah.
of that song. That I just didn't see the point in doing anything different than he had already done. So that's Noe and Kishti has created a beautiful song, and
Yeah, I know that. I mean, well, gosh, Prof has a PhD in music, and I said, Prof, can you help? You can you add something on the piano? And this is what I got, and he got back to me and said it needs nothing. So we went with what I had. There is a recording of it. Unfortunately, some people started, of course, the troll farm started to make the song into something terrible, so the video went down. Kirsty just had wanted no part with the comments um, that were being left behind the video, so he took it down. But it'll go up sometime. It'll go up someday. It's not.
oh yeah, and you know what? I'd like to do this. Let me do this, Noe, because I
Mhm.
included the song in a video I made that I'd like the viewers to be able to watch after this anyway. So while you're hitting like, please hit like. Let me show you this. Let me
Go
see.
for it, man.
I'll
Absolutely.
copy this and paste it in the chat
Okay.
that
Good.
so they can go and they'll hear the song again a little more clearly.
Are you talking about the recorded
The
version?
cave video there. So I put the cave video up.
But is the song the recorded version or an acoustic version of mine?
It's one of another of your acoustic versions,
Okay, okay.
but it's the one that I love the most. It's this is the version of the
I
song.
think you're talking about the one when I performed it at at a local radio station here in Wabash. I think
I think
that
that was, and I put it over the video of you exploring the Wilson Culvert over near
go for
Wilson.
it. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's a link, right?
Yeah, there's a link, so you guys can go watch that. That right there, you're going to see a very interesting area. Let me touch on this before we leave. You may be aware that I believe Wilson Bridge played a part in this scenario that happened at Abby and Libby, and uh, and I believe that one of the reasons the cave or Wilson's cave is mentioned is because this area that you're going to see in this video, I believe, may have played a part in these murders. Now, various people have various theories about what may have happened near Wilson Bridge, but I think that it's possible that the girls could have been held near Wilson Bridge for some time, which is also Mears property, coincidentally. Um, but here in this video, you're going to hear the song, and you're also going to see footage of the Wilson Culvert, which is a very old culvert over
Uh
near
huh.
Wilson Bridge, and it's a perfect place to hide two young girls. So uh, go listen to that video and take a look at it as we end. And I want to say good night to everyone. Good night to everyone. Noe, good night to you. I love you, brother.
Love you too,
Everyone in the
brother.
chat, especially K West, I love you, brother. And everyone in the chat that's new, I'm so glad to see you new faces here. And I can't wait to hear more from you guys. And hey, that's it. And I see there's Jennifer Dickerson joining. Maybe Jennifer Dickerson will join us one day. She has an uh, amazing series of thoughts that I'd love for you guys to hear from her. But I'm not going to pressure her. But we're saying goodnight. So I'll say goodnight to Jennifer as well as everyone else. So let's do it, Noe. Let's say Sandy, Brittany, West, Jennifer, Carol, Lisa, Just James, Nancy Drew, Digital, Granny D. You want to take over, Noe? Kathy S. Um,
ACV, Skip, um, um, ISO thing. Did I
it's a
say that
God
right?
thing. Yeah.
ISO God thing, of course. Um, Foxy Lady. That's all I can
Yeah.
remember, dude.
Tracy Fleetwood, Housebroken
Oh,
Husky,
Tracy Fleetwood, yeah.
Marianne Foster, Crystal Blue Persuasion, our beautiful Diamond Eyes, who's not here tonight.
Did you say Carol?
Yeah, Carol, Lisa. Who else was here super early? Let's see. Skip. Did you say Skip?
Yeah, I said Skip.
Yeah, and how about our other friends? You want to mention some of your friends?
Yeah, yeah.
Holly,
I say
Julie.
like Holly, Julie, Alex, um, Joe, State Trooper,
Oh, Josh, Four Pits. He's not
Forpit.
here.
Yeah,
Swade
Forpit.
Smith. Who else did I want to not forget?
You know what, man?
SM8119. Nancy Drew, if I missed you, I'm
The
sorry.
eye, the eye, the
Oh,
eye.
I have Apophis. Haunted
Phoenix,
Parlor. Uh,
Phoenix.
also, True Grit Crime and All Eyes on Delphi, and good old Meow, and good old Angela Sedlowski, and
Absolutely.
friends, and uh, and yeah, and anyone else we've missed,
And
even the haters. We'll say hello to you. Maybe someday God will touch your heart and change you. But until then, God bless you too. And also, I want to shout out to old Timothy. Uh, and
sure,
you're and hope that one day Timothy, we're hoping that one day we might be able to touch base with
I
Timothy.
can find them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're praying for
And
Timothy.
might as well, I might as well say hi to Rick and Rick Snay, and I don't have much to say to him, but I'm glad that he's doing well. That's might as well.
Yeah, Rick Snay, we want to say hello to you, and we're so glad you're doing better and well. I think Rick's doing better than he's done in many years, and I'm so glad for Rick, and also Joe Lewis, and just everybody who fights for these girls. God bless you, because that's why we're here. And even my little profs always brings up Abby and Libby, because remember, I brought him to the crime scene with me, and I
Uh,
showed him he has a photo of Abby and Libby that's his own. And my own little prof, he cares about Abby and Libby, and
Absolutely, little
he's
proud.
only a knee high. So
Mhm.
so everybody who cares about these girls, we want to say thank you, and hopefully, like I said last night, everyone who has this hate and this friction, maybe you'll understand that this has been intentional. There's been misinformation, disinformation, hate, discord. It's truly been a horrible uh, go in these past 7 years with these murders. So we hope that the light of God touches everyone, and that the end product is that we are all better, and that justice comes for Abby and Libby. So with that said, good night, and thank you so much, Noe, for being my guest tonight. I really appreciate having you on. Maybe we can do this more often and make the people happy, and make each other happy.
Thank you, Prof, for having me, and thank you, Chad. We love you guys, and good night.
Okay, good night, y'all.